Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. So guys, today's topic is how to manifest your dream body. Before we dive into this video, I do want to give you guys some things to think about. Weight loss or transformation of any kind has to start from the inside. It truly does. And it has to start with the mindset, and it's all energetic. The truth about weight loss, we're gonna reframe this, guys. It's not just calories in, calories out. That matters to a certain extent, but only to a certain extent, because your body is going to eventually adapt to that and it's going to basically revert back. So it's the yo-yo dieting phase forever. It's more about nervous system regulation, hormones, and the way that you perceive yourself, your identity. Those things are the main things that control how your body looks. Weight loss, your health, your physical appearance. That is truly what dictates your weight loss. So some truths: stress is going to make you store fat. Stress equals cortisol. Cortisol makes you hold on to fat because fat is a safety mechanism. The body holds on to fat for safety. So the body is very symbolic to the way that we are feeling, the way that we are thinking. It manifests physically, energy or emotions, the way that we are thinking on the inside, it manifests physically. That's how disease is created, essentially. It's a physical manifestation of emotions or hormones, essentially. That is how fat is created. Fat is essentially trying to save you. It's the body's way of trying to keep you safe. It's a storage of toxins. It's a storage of excess energy. It's trying to put away things that the body doesn't need, right? It's trying to keep you safe in some form or fashion. And the way in which it stores fat, or where it stores fat, is very symbolic to what is going on in your mind, or some things that you might need to heal in order to let go of that fat. Which brings me to my next point. Cortisol increases water retention. So you're going to feel more bloated, you're going to retain a lot more water, so you will feel more puffy, more inflamed. Inflammation is going to increase. This is probably going to spike your anxiety. If you're already kind of an anxious, like, I want to say dieter, or you're very aware of your body and trying to lose weight, that voice is probably going to be going crazy inside of your head trying to figure out what you're doing wrong. And then you're probably going to jump to conclusions and try to switch up at anything that you're doing and thinking something's not working. And then you're not sticking to the plan or whatever, and you're not sticking to something long enough to see changes, XYZ. So you see where the dieting industry can be very toxic, and you go down a rabbit hole buying whatever to help you solve whatever problem. Went down a rabbit hole there, but you see how this is a trap. The next weight loss truth I want to touch on is insulin. If you can control your insulin, that will probably solve about 90% of your problems. If you focus on keeping insulin low, which is your blood sugar levels, that will help you control your appetite. It's a hormone. It will help you regulate your hunger hormones, get you in tune with your true satiety signals, and in touch with being able to eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full, and it will quiet the food noise. The way you keep insulin low is by keeping your blood sugar in check. It is by keeping carbs low, and that is any kind of carbs, guys. That is pure, like fruit, vegetables, anything that has a carb, it is going to spike insulin. Even high levels of protein will spike insulin. The only thing that will not spike insulin is fat. That is the only thing. From personal experience, and I'm sharing this just from my own, that I have noticed and analyzed, I find that when I eat highly processed foods, a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, my anxiety spikes, the food noise goes up in my head. I feel very out of control around food, and that is when I spiral. That is when I start going down this rabbit hole of like all the dieting that I need to do, that I get very anxious, that I need to like change things up. I get in this like caught in this loop, and I can see it happening. That is when I feel like it becomes a trap. When the food noise goes up It's now my signal that something chemically inside of me is off. And I truly feel it is the blood sugar, it is the chemicals in the processed foods that is doing this. It is part of what is doing this, right? And it's the dieting mindset, okay? So in order to quiet that, I have found that if I control my insulin, I can keep the food noise low and I can control more of what I eat. I understand the pattern and I don't overthink it anymore, right? I can break myself free from it because I realize that voice, the food noise, truly isn't me. It's something chemically going on in my body that's just out of balance. The next thing that I want to touch on is your mindset controls everything. The reason why you are dieting will be everything. If you are dieting from a place of fear, from a place of anxiety, from a place of hating yourself, your body's going to react in a negative way. The energy around your why is going to be how your body responds to the reason of why you are doing what you're doing. If you're dieting and it's not from a good place, you're going to stress your body out. Now, don't get me wrong, there has to be some form of a good stress, like with exercise or something like that, to make change. But if you overstress it with the constant thoughts, right? Because the thoughts are going to last longer than the exercise, ideally. It's going to have a negative effect. You're going to hold on to fat. The body's going to see it as a threat, and it's going to do the opposite of what you want it to do. If you're dieting from a place of love, you're doing it for you, longevity, health. You want to feel good in your skin, you know, things that create the emotion of love and feeling good. Even if it's going to be hard and you're not looking forward to it, you can still lose weight. You can still create health, right? And longevity. Because the body does not respond to punishment. The body's not going to destroy itself on purpose, right? It responds to safety. The next tip: energy creates your physical body. So we kind of touched on this. Energy is everything. Everything has to manifest on an energetic realm first before it manifests physically. Everything in life, it happens in the unseen realms first. You are basically the bridge or the channel that brings it down into the physical world, right? That includes disease. Disease is a physical manifestation of energy within yourself, with thoughts, emotions, and hormones within yourself. The same thing is with weight loss. You wear your emotions, you wear your thoughts. The body is very symbolic to what is going on inside your mind. Not everybody realizes this, but you can tell what somebody is going through based upon just the way that they look, or where they are holding their weight, or what disease that they have, because the body is very symbolic to what you're going through in life and what is going on inside your mind. It might not be exactly, we know, situational what is going on, but it's the emotions. So your dream body is not created through forcing it. It is created through frequency. The next tip is your identity is everything. If you don't see yourself as the person with the body that you want, you will never become it. You have to change who you are to be that person. That person with the dream body that you have has a certain image about themselves. They have a certain set of habits about themselves. They are different from who you are currently, and you have to figure out how they are different than who you are, and you have to be it now. You cannot wait to get the body to be it. You have to be it now before the body shows up to manifest said body. That is how you change frequency, by taking action. Now, you can visualize and create the frequency to help you feel into it. So you can visualize yourself with the dream body, and you can visualize what you would feel like if you were in optimal health. You can feel what it feels like to be able to, run maybe a marathon, or to be able to play with your kids and not be out of breath, things of that nature, or to have like the body of your dreams and be super confident. You can feel into those things, and those things create a certain energy. Each and every single one of those thoughts that I just explained creates a certain frequency within you. That is what you're going to want to go after when you take action, right? So when you take action, you're going to be creating that frequency. So then it's chemically altering your body with that frequency. Eventually, your cells will change to that frequency and it will stick in your field. And that is when physical change will take place. But you have to do it enough times and over and over and over to get the body to change physically and for it to stick in the brain. Essentially, for you to accept that that is who you are as a person, the identity shift to be accepted into the mind. When you can accept it into the mind and keep those habits, and it just becomes who you are, rather than, oh, I gotta do this thing. It just becomes, oh, that's just what I do every day. Like, I just go to the gym every day, or I just eat healthy foods every day because that's who I am. When that shift happens and you no longer have to force, that's your sign that your body and your mind are starting to accept the new identity. You have to give yourself permission to have the body that you want. A lot of people don't think about this, but they're afraid of change because change is not safe. They're afraid that there is something in their external world that they might lose if they change. So for example, they might not be accepted anymore, or perceived differently by their peers, right? There might be a sense of safety that they have with the way that they feel in their body or the way that they look subconsciously, to where they self-sabotage the change, even if they want to change, even if they want to be, healthier or to lose weight or whatever. They might feel that if they lose weight, that their friends might view them differently and they might not like them as much. Kind of like if you see stars that are comedians, and they are bigger and they drop a lot of weight, then they're not perceived as funny anymore. And it's just, I don't really understand why, but it's just that image gets associated with comedy, with them for some reason. And when somebody changes their appearance, they change in the way that we perceive them. And so we don't like when somebody changes and we have to reassign an identity to them. It becomes threatening to us. And subconsciously, people know that. You have to give yourself permission and do it for you. And people who truly love you will support you and be happy for you. But give yourself permission to be and have the body that you want. The next tip is making your why, your reason, bigger than your comfort. One of the things people struggle with, and this is anything in life, guys, if you understand the psychology of the soul or just the nature of the human, you will always follow the highest vibration. If your why is not stronger than your comfort level, you will not make the change. So if your why isn't strong enough, if it's not creating a higher emotion of love than where you're at currently, you're not gonna change. Jesus tits. My alarm went off. I was taking a nap. Okay. If your why isn't powered by love and more powerful than your comfort level, you're not going to make the change. You will stay where you're at. Humans only make movement towards a higher vibration. They're pulled towards a higher vibration. That's just the nature of evolution and survival. Naturally, that's what's going to happen. So if you find yourself stuck and not making progress, not wanting to move forward, it's probably because your why isn't greater than your comfort level. You're not uncomfortable enough to make the movement. So either one, you have to get more uncomfortable, so your weight or your health has to decline even further, or you need to have a stronger why. to power up the reason for you to take action. And that's with anything in life, guys, not just this. So some things that I tend to focus on, because this is why they tell you do not focus on weight loss, because typically that's not going to do it for a lot of people. It never did it for me. It got me caught in the diet industry trap. Weight loss was never a goal that got me anywhere. Longevity was one that really helped me. Healing the body, so inflammation, lowering inflammation, any kind of aches and joint pains, hormone balance and regulation, foods that signal self-respect, foods that help assist you in basically showing up every day in your life. So for me, that's foods that help me think, so cognitive function. They help give me energy to feel good, and then I can balance that out with some play foods. I like beer and I like sweets. Try not to obsess about it. The more you obsess about it, the more you're gonna stress about it, and the more your body's gonna hold on to fat. And surrendering to whatever the body is going through, because it's obvious that if the body is craving something, doing something, it's obviously doing it for safety. If the body is craving sugar or sweets, it is trying to emotionally regulate itself, and it's doing it through food, right? Emotional eating. That is your signal to maybe try and figure out a different way to emotionally regulate yourself, rather than focusing on the diet aspect of it, which truly is not going to help you. It's your emotions that you have to regulate, not the food. This is where people get caught in the trap of they think it's willpower, and it's not. It's really your emotions and your hormones dictating the show. Your biology will win every single time. So it's you trying to regulate your emotions and your hormones through your thoughts and through the certain foods that you eat to then make the changes in the body that you want. It is truly about the emotional regulation and the hormone regulation, not willpower. Willpower will come after that. And sometimes, yes, you do have to get the body unaddicted to food, sugars like cocaine. But when you focus on hormone regulation, keeping insulin low, you will find your sugar cravings will go away. They really will. When insulin drops, you will find cravings will drop. When you cut out processed foods, you will find you will not crave them either. The biggest takeaway on this is it is all internal. It is truly all internal, and you are in control of it. If you feel like you are a victim and you have no control over your weight or your health, you do. You are in control of how you think, how you act, and how you feel, what you put into your body, the actions that you do, and the intentions behind those actions. Those are the things that you can control. Those are the things that can dictate your health, that control your energy. Start mastering them today and watch your life change. Watch your body change. I truly feel 99% of our problems can be solved if we take care of our vessel. We take care of our body. If we watch what we put into it, and if we balance our hormones, if we chemically regulate ourselves perfectly, I say perfectly, the best that we can, a lot of our problems will go away. And if we don't tie our identity to those chemical imbalances, because that's all they are, guys. They're chemical imbalances in the body. They're not truly who you are. Food noise, the weight storage, all of it, it's not you. It's just a byproduct of chemical imbalances and energy caught in loops in the mind, and therefore now it's in your body. It's just now your responsibility to get rid of it, despite how it got there. Dieting industry is money. Health industry is money. You understanding your energy and your body and your mind can free you from it. I hope this helped you. A little bit of a different twist on manifesting the body of your dreams. This is going to be a series, guys. I'll make more videos that will help piece together some things that I talked about. And this one being the chakras. This will help you understand how the energy manifests in your body, and understanding the chakras and interpreting what they mean, what energy means when it manifests physically in the body, and also we'll say supplements that help assist you. Sending you all my light and all my love. Satnam.